Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the Big Blue Offensive Podcast with Mike Trainer, Jay Jules, and John Depot. Hey, what's up, Giants fan? Welcome to the BBO NYG Podcast. I'm Mike, that's Jules. John is back with us this week, I guess because the Giants won. He's like, I guess I'll come on the podcast now this week since it'll be a fun episode because we got DeVito, man. It's DeVito season, you know?
I had to represent Italians.
It's good. It's great. They put Sopranos theme song on there. You know, I got two Italians and one Irish guy on this fucking podcast. But we'll get into the game. We'll get into Chad Powers being back on the BBR1G podcast Twitter, getting called a racist. We'll get into all this crazy nonsense the whole week. But guys, what a game, man. We beat Washington, of course, because we beat them all the time. It doesn't even matter who quarterbacks the team. I mean, really, Washington just shot themselves in the foot with like 6 turnovers. I laughed after the third one. I mean, the last 3 were just like icing on the cake, man. It was fantastic.
It was comical after a point. Once it got to a point where you're like, wow, they really look like they're going to win this game because the offense just can't stop getting out of its way for Washington. It was comical. It was like watching a real life like Madden game when someone's just abusing somebody and they can't fucking do anything right. That's what it was like. 6 turnovers, points on defense. How many points did they have off of turnovers? 20 or something like that in the game.
They should have shut the game off.
They should hit reset like by accident when you kicked the machine.
I would have left.
Well, they did at the end. There was that game was, for the taking in the last couple of minutes of the game. They ended up getting the ball back, with 2 minutes to go, whatever it was, and then threw the pick 6. So that's what sealed
to Isaiah Simmons, by the way. Just wanted to throw that one in there for all you haters that were hating on him a couple of years ago.
For real, stud.
For a 7th round pick, well worth it, I think. Yep. And we'll most likely probably bring him back as well, probably on a cheap 1-year deal, 2-year deal, something like that.
Especially if Wink comes back. Let's hope he comes back because the Giants defense have been playing pretty well the past fucking few weeks. Let's hope he's the scapegoat on this team.
I don't think it'd be him.
Yeah, I don't think that Wink is going anywhere. The Giants are definitely not a team that anybody wants to take anything from right now.
Listen, 9 sacks. When are we ever gonna fucking fire our offensive lineman coach? Like, if it's a scapegoat, it's like, dude, I get it, and I understand there was some crazy statistic out there where it was like at least 5 of them, maybe 6, was again Tommy DeVito's fucking fault, right? Like, I love the way that these fucking guys just come out of the woodwork and they never want to just be like, yo, our offensive line needs work. You know what I'm saying? There's something not right with the fucking offensive line. No.
They can't admit it.
He didn't do this. He didn't do that. Like, it's like, shut the fuck up with that already. Like, I got to put that to rest, all right? Yeah. Look, like, has Neal been playing a little better the last couple of weeks? Yes, he has. Of course, no one fucking seems to mention that. But now our guards.
Neal's been hurt.
Because he hasn't been playing, Jules. Right. That's why he's playing better, because he's not there. I think he confused him with Phillips.
My point is that see what happens when you drink during the games? Well, no, I'm kidding. No. My point
the line was back. The line was pretty healthy. Everybody was playing except for our right tackle, which was like, once I seen that stat, I was like, holy shit, I think we're going to win today. And we did. It's crazy.
No, but you know what, too? I was going to take a lot more credit for that win because I literally put a 3-team parlay in, and instead of taking Washington with points, I was like, I don't like this. They're not covering this shit. I just took Washington to win.
Ooh. Wow.
What sacrilegious bullshit is that?
Oh, because it worked, right? Because this way, you can't get mad. Because if the Giants win, you're happy. If the Giants lose, fuck it. At least you put a couple dollars in your pocket.
Yeah, right.
That's what you got to process sometimes.
The criminally insane say.
Yeah, well,
look who you're talking to. Well, I mean, hey, Jules, is DeVito, like, did you order your DeVito jersey? You would.
Listen, bro, he throws that first touchdown, and my man is going like this through the fucking thing after he celebrated. I was like, that's it. I love it. I want to bet the Giants to win at this point, but the odds went down like 2.5 to 1 at that play. I was like, oh, fuck this, man.
Philly got Rocky, and then, we got DeVito. So that's how it works now.
Unbelievable. Yo, like we were giving hats off to the kid for coming in and starting against Dallas and having that as a story that he could always fucking say. And in 1 week, he's now 1-1 as a starter. All right, his numbers are kind of respectable in a way, especially off of that last game.
Yeah.
All right, and you know what? He may be grooming himself to be a quality backup quarterback in this league.
I hope so.
I'm going to go with this at this point, right? I'm not going to get too crazy, but think about it, right? Like if this kid could play out the rest of the 6-game season and, maybe win another game or two and look impressive enough, he might just be the backup quarterback next year. You know what I mean? You're going to save a fortune. Like we get rid of Tyrod Taylor. We don't have to worry about replacing that kind of a salary. Right. And that's money that can be freed up and used elsewhere. It's actually really good. Like, it's impressive. We'll send. It's a winnable game against New England. I mean, like it's crazy. We're gonna get into all that in a little bit, but this story has just gotten better. It's great in a lost season to see a kid like this doing as good as he's doing, knowing that he's got some matchups that are in his favor, and maybe we got something as far as a backup is concerned.
Jules.
Yeah. Go ahead.
When's the last time that an Italian took a black man's job in the NFL?
Vinny Testaverde, I think, did. No?
Was Testaverde Italian?
Yeah.
I want to know what that last name. Holy shit. I can't believe it, man. Fucking Italian staff. When are we gonna get an Irish guy? Like gonna do
you had a couple. You had him.
We had Tom Coughlin. We had a coach that his face would turn red for cold weather and when he was drunk. I mean, that's the only fucking two things.
I think McFadden might qualify.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. McFadden.
I
like McFadden, bro. Kid plays with fire and he makes plays.
Too.
He's an undeniable playmaker. He may not be the most well-rounded and versatile fucking linebacker, but when there's a play happening, there's a pretty good amount of time that he's part of it. And for the most part, the Giants defense has been a good defense after like week 3 or something like that, week 4 of the season.
They have to play better.
So they've been playing pretty good for a pretty good amount of time. And since the beginning of the season, he was one of the few players that, we were able to come out of a game when they were losing and saying he had a good game. And he's probably had that more times than anybody else this season.
Who's that linebacker that was supposed to be McFadden back in the day? Remember we were sweating him?
Carter Coughlin?
Yeah, no. He went to the Vikings after for
fuck.
You remember the middle linebacker? We were all sweating him. He's like, oh, he's going to be a stud. He's making every play. I'll get back to that. Let me look that up. Yeah, but I kind of want to bring this up to Jules. I'm like, I want to throw Jules underneath in the mud. Yvonne Thibodeau, one of the sack leaders, Jules. You need to apologize. Bend over, buddy.
Listen, you know what? Like I say, I'm taking credit that I was giving him that hard, tough love to get his fucking ass going. And he finally got his ass going. And now he's playing ball. He's still not the best he's not the best edge guy in the NFC East yet, but he's getting there. He's making his moves.
He doesn't need to be.
That's just fair. He does.
Affect games. That's what you need to do.
Listen, you know what? And that's where, with this whole draft situation and everything else that's going on and where we pick and when we pick and who we pick and all that kind of shit, man, I keep talking with that kid Latu from fucking UCLA. That kid doesn't disappoint, man. I could only imagine what that fucking front would look like with the two of them fucking going, bro. That would be fucking insanity. But we'll see. We got months ahead to talk about that, and I'm going to get into a little bit more.
What about Ojulari?
Soon. Fuck
back,
bro. Yeah, you know what, Mike? I really focused in on Ojulari, and I'm glad, John, you brought that up. I really took a detailed focus in on him, and it honestly looked like to me. Now, there's one of two things. I can make the excuse for him, right? And it almost seems as if he took over this role that apparently is a role that one of these linebackers has to play, or defensive ends or edge rushers, whatever you want to call them, in a Wink Martindale system. And it almost looks like it was what Bibbs was doing earlier in the year. It's a lot more of them trying to read and get a feel for the game. And like, you don't rush as much. You're more responsible for the run. And once in a while, like doing those kind of scheme works where you drop back into coverage. That's what I kind of saw. And again, that's me just trying to stick up for my guy and make an excuse for him. But then on the other side, it almost looks as if like he's not 100% healthy either. Like he's just not full go. He's just out there to be a little bit of a threat, to be a little bit better than what we have as far as backups are concerned. I know they tried to put Isaiah Simmons there, but that's not his role. He's more of an outside linebacker type guy or a strong safety. So you can't really compare the two. But that's what it looked like for me. And I really did. I spent like at least a quarter and a half just focusing on as much of Ojulari as I could. And that was my takeaway from it.
I mean, wasn't it just first week back, second week back?
Second week. Probably second week. But I showed Jules like he was jogging like last week on a couple plays. But if that's the case, if he has to play that, then maybe there's a reason for it. But it doesn't seem to make sense that you would not have him, be at his best under Wink's system. I don't really understand that.
I don't know. Like I said, I can make the excuse argument. The real truth of what I saw, it just looked like he wasn't 100%. I don't think he's on either that or he's mentally a little off because he's scared of getting injured again because of his history and all the injuries he suffered through. So he's not a full go right now. And again, like I said, he reminded me a lot of what I saw from Thibs when I was getting on him earlier in the season. Like a lot of his style of play, like in those first couple of games against San Francisco and a few others, where it just something didn't seem right. And I don't know if that's just what the scheme is for that particular position. And they just kind of switched it up and made Thibs the guy to go and him more the guy not so much. I don't know. That's just something I read. It was a fucking isolated article. I'd have to look into it a little bit more, but that was something that just kind of stuck in my head over the week.
I don't know. The Giants defense definitely looked a lot better, more improved. I mean, but it is against Washington, so I don't want to really get my hopes up, and I want to see how the rest of the year plays out. By the way, that linebacker I was thinking about was Ryan Connolly back in the day. Remember, the greatest thing. He had a couple of good games. We were hyping him up, and then he hurt his knee, and then he was pretty much done. I think he's in New Orleans right now, but listen,
is he still in the league? Good for him.
Yeah, he's still playing with the Saints, whatever. Back up, third string, whatever it is. All right, so we won the game. We dropped from number 2 to number 5 seed to get a lot of people upset on social media. That the fake fans that just want to. Yes, I'm calling you fake fans because you're rooting for the Giants to lose for draft position. Like I could never do that. Once I turn the game on, listen, if it's the last game of the year. And if you lose, then you solidify the second spot or you drop to 5. Listen, I'm okay with you rooting for them to lose if it's the last game of the year. I couldn't really do it. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that. That's not how I watch it.
You mean you're not a fucking whore?
I'm not like a bitch like that. These are guys, grown men in a football locker room that are playing for a team, playing for the coaching staff, playing for their jobs. And you guys just expect them to tank for a college kid that 52% of the time busts. And all these experts are going on, he's generational. They're using that word they love to use, generational. And then
they love that word.
They love that word. Love it. It's very frustrating dealing with them. I was celebrating the Giants win and people coming after me. Oh, you just want the Giants to be mediocre forever. I'm like, no, I want them to build a winning culture and shit. We had a winning culture last year. Unfortunately, we got injured a bunch of times with a bunch of different guys this year. But I want the team to win. I want these guys. I want a lot of these guys back, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? So,
Mike, I want to put a little spin on it because it really – honestly, I would say maybe the last 48 hours or so, right, has honestly stood out to me in a way, right? Because if you go back a couple of weeks ago, right, you had everybody kind of calling almost at this point for Dable and Shane to be fired, right? Just 2 weeks ago, basically, right? Literally. And then
called that shit last year, bro.
But how could you not have a guy prepared? And how are you relying on Tommy DeVito and all this bullshit that went down, right? So literally 2 weeks ago, you were in that state of mind. And then throughout those 2 weeks span, it went into, well, fuck it. We should just tank and we don't care anymore. And then we'll put Shane and Dable on the hot seat. And that's okay because they got to go get a quarterback. And it's all about getting a quarterback and da-da-da-da. We can't win without one. And oh my God, if you're not on that fucking side of the fence, then you're on the Daniel Jones side of the fence. And we're going to just keep going with it. But now, oh my God, the Giants win a game with Tommy DeVito, and it's, oh, well, we're going to fuck up the season, guys, and now we can't tank anymore because we literally just moved to 5 with 3 teams in front of us with wins, with winnable games and quarterbacks that are playing for their career and their job in Justin Fields and Kyler Murray.
A lot of time left.
Forget about those two teams because those teams might not even fucking go for a quarterback, which still leaves 2 with the remaining couple of spots, with us having to play New England, who jumped us, and all this other crazy nonsense. Right. But then it gets even crazier. And this is my real fucking point to it. Yo, so now you go on this whole shit, and all these fucking maniacs are out there saying how the half the season's gone now because now we can't get the quarterback. We're not going to get May. We're not going to get Williams. Oh, they're all crying. But then when the choice of the question comes out, well, then we could still trade up for one. Oh, my God. But then we got to give up all these picks to get it. And it's like, bro, you guys don't even make sense. If your heart is set and you truly fucking believe that Caleb Williams is going to come in or May's going to come in and he's going to be the savior of this franchise, then you shouldn't give a fuck what it takes to get him. You understand what I mean? Like if you're willing to sit and watch 7 embarrassing games that could have the coach that you like and your GM fired, but you'll sit there and say, oh, the season's done because we won one fucking stupid game with 6 to go, okay? You're not even willing to trade up for these guys. So how invested and how life-changing do you think these fucking quarterbacks are? That's the real question. And that's what's been driving me nuts for like probably the last 12 hours, where I'm just like, yo, you can't, like, you just want to throw shit just to throw shit. Right. That's what half of that is. They like the fake fan shit because then it gives them an opportunity to come back and be like, well, I can't have an opinion. Well, I can't be real about how I feel about my team. And then you tell them, oh, you know about all this other shit. And it's just, they got another fucking excuse. So what's your motherfucking excuse now? If you really want that quarterback like that, if it costs you 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick, so be it. You got your motherfucking guy. Stop bitching. And they just can't. You know what I'm saying? Period. Stop. They just can't because you have those fans. They just have to. They just have to find something wrong. We could be fucking sitting here at 10-2 and they'd probably still fucking find something wrong. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, there's just those type of people.
It's always John, go ahead, John, and then I'll finish up talking about the guys.
I mean, we were in the playoffs last year. People were complaining about it. They would rather us lose last year while making a fucking playoff run. Season's over. We started 6-2, and then we have no chance to win in fucking Minnesota. We go and win. Then we have no chance to win. And we got blown out, but still, it's the same. It's the same people always you see too. I'm so happy that like my screen time on that shit fucking is just like down to 0 almost. I don't deal with that shit at all anymore. Fuck that.
So yeah, I've been going after a lot of these clowns on Twitter. My favorite thing is I see I always tweet about the Caleb Williams cocksuckers, and I always show a guy he's like this, getting down on like the hammer, like because it's
well, actually give the props. It's a WWE or F, whatever it was at the time. Shawn Michaels fucking doing it, right? But yeah,
okay.
And he was literally pissed off enough of the fan that did that to him, and he just fucking did it instead of making fun of the fan. It was calling him a cocksucker to his fucking face and doing all that shit, which makes it even greater.
Oh, that's fucking fantastic. It was the first meme I'm seeing when I typed in sucking, right? So I love calling these guys out because these guys are the same group. They Photoshop Caleb Williams in a Giants jersey wearing 13. It's like the gayest fucking thing I ever seen. So I'm always showing that guy sucking, right? And I go after. I love pissing him off because it's fucking entertaining when I'm drinking on a fucking Sunday watching the game, especially when the Giants are winning. It's fucking fantastic. They don't know what to do. So I came across that. I just want to give all the details. On Twitter, I seen this picture on Clown World. A white woman, okay? White woman. I want to make that very clear. And she has big giant.
Karen?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck. She's a whack job. She has like big fat lips, right? It must be like Botox or fillers, whatever the fuck they do.
Okay.
But it's gigantic. She looked like Mrs. Potato Head, like fucking times 100, right? They're fucking huge. So I tweeted that picture out. I'm like, oh, these lips remind me of the Caleb Williams Lover Boys. Especially the ones that have the Giants uniform in their biopic as Caleb Williams, right? So then, of course, a couple people come at me, the giant fucking Caleb Williams Lover Boys that love to suck his cock. Oh, I wonder what he was trying to imply. So I'm like, yeah, you're a fucking cocksucker of Caleb Williams. That's what I'm fucking implying. So this guy at Jones to China, he was saying that shit. Then this guy Mayday at ABG Day 2 times. He's like, you're a piece of shit for what you said. And there's another guy. Let me see. Giants ruined my life. He's like, how you gonna say Caleb Williams fans have big lips and then get mad at me for calling you racist? I'm like, you have cock sucking lips. There's a big difference from what I was referring to.
Oh,
Yeah. So
shit.
now, like, I didn't even realize at first what the fuck they were insinuating. I was like, why a white woman with big gigantic lips, with cocksucker lips, why would they be mad? And then, of course, I mean, I guess they insinuated that, they have big lips or whatever, and that's a racist fucking thing, apparently. And
Bravo.
so now I get it. Now I
The
get why
mental
they're fucking tight.
gymnastics
But
to
they were
get to
so
racism.
they wanted
Boy, CNN
Well,
has
it is. It's
taught these chief
racism
fucking
against
well, bro.
racism against all those old women down south. They get all that plastic surgery, bro. What the fuck's wrong with you?
against the Kardashians. Yeah, that's who I'm fucking going. So
maybe his grandmother got Botox and shit. That's how she turned out. He's like, yo, what the fuck, man? It's fucked up.
Dude, I mean, it is fucking wild. Like when you see the picture, it is fucking nuts. I don't know if you can see if I could try to show you. See her?
Oh my god!
It looks like fish lips, right?
Honestly, that looks like one of those really bad inflatable dolls that you might see fucking blown up at a bachelor party.
Yes,
that shit looks like.
Yes, 100%. So obviously, when I'm calling them cocksuckers, Caleb Williams cocksuckers, they took it as a racial thing because you can't. If you root for Daniel Jones, they throw at you like memes of like a guy's wearing a white pointy hat. They're calling you racist. I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, you guys are fucking pathetic if you're talking about football and being a racist. Like I don't want the best fucking quarterback or the best players on my Giants team. Like, I give a fuck what they are. I don't
there's no Mike. You forgot to mention that those are the Drake May cocksuckers too, right? Because they're pretty 50-50 with it too. I see just as many tweets going out for Drake as I do for fucking Caleb. So that shit is dead even. You just forgot to throw that in there. And I think I saw Bo Nix getting pushed up the ladder too now. So you got to throw him in the fucking mix there too. And then what's his name? Hutchinson that you like from Michigan. Some people started to push them into the top 10, which is a little ridiculous.
Listen, there's 6 or 7 quarterbacks that I like. Daniels and shit, the kid from LSU. So there's a lot of guys. Like, I don't know why people are focused on like these top 2 quarterbacks. Because most of the time,
one of them almost always busts.
Always busts. Always.
One of them. Most of them.
I'm just saying, no, but what I mean is like now you have the 2 guys that they are over promoting the shit out of currently. And it's like you could go statistically through it. Maybe you could go through 4 or 5 drafts throughout the entire draft fucking time that they've been doing it, where those like top 2 guys worked out. Other than that, they never do. Someone's getting fucked with that with one of them. Without a doubt, bro.
Most likely both.
This always happens. Like, you got to go back. Like, I mean, like, I guess you could shit. I'm just trying to think offhand. I mean, obviously, they always talk about the Marino draft, right? But like, there are a couple others more recently where a couple of the top 2 guys did work out. But for the most part, one of those guys is definitely going to be a miss. No doubt. Like, it's ridiculous. I mean, 3 RG3 and Andrew Luck, fine. RG3 got injuries, but that's what happens. Like, he didn't hold up in the NFL. Like, that's all you could say. He had some good seasons, and that was the end of it. You could blame the Redskins for the way they used them, but whatever. Like, I could go on about it, man. This shit happens all the time. Peyton Manning and Ryan Leaf. Nobody even knows who the fuck Ryan Leaf is if you're fucking under 25. You know what I'm saying? Like,
for real. It's the nature of the game, nature of the fucking business.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess that's a wrap for the game. We got
that's a wrap for now. Like I said, let's see how that we play out. You know what? If the Giants win a couple more games, right? There's a winnable game against New England, but you know what? Belichick is known to shut down rookie quarterbacks. He might have something up his sleeve. He doesn't want to look like he's tanking, right? I mean, the Packers is a winnable game. We don't know how healthy the Rams are going to be when they come around. I'd love to just fucking take one to the Eagles, and who knows if they'll be even playing for anything on the last game of the season. So, the Giants can win anywhere from 0 to 4 games is the down the stretch here. But, we don't know what we're going to do. We don't know who's going to win, like I mentioned earlier. And I got to stress this. Kyler Murray is playing. Like, if you think Arizona is going to take a quarterback, you don't think Kyler Murray's got something to say about that? He's going to try to win he was going all at it on Sunday. Oh. And the same holds true for Justin Fields, who fucking did beat Detroit. Didn't they win?
They almost won. They lost to Detroit.
They lost in the last fucking year.
Last couple of seconds. But they're playing well, and they'll probably win a few more games, just like maybe we do.
People got to calm the fuck down. Like, look, Carolina's going to probably lose it out the rest of the year. But then again, are they really going to waste another top pick on another quarterback? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it.
Carolina, they're both those Bears picks. So, like, it don't matter. If Carolina keeps losing, the Bears could have potentially the top 2 of the 5 picks if the Panthers keep losing, which is pretty crazy. But
which they were showing a lot of people saying that they might take Marvin Harrison, which would make sense.
Yeah, I know.
And then one of those top tackles, either kid from Notre Dame or the kid from Penn State, which makes sense. Keep fucking Justin Fields upright. You know what I'm saying? You got Roshan Johnson, you got Kyler Hibbert, you got some running backs. You'll have DJ Moore there for another season. You bring in a kid like Marvin Harrison, bro. Now you'll know if you need a quarterback or not, or if Justin Fields is the real deal. I mean, people got to chill, man. Like I said, it goes back to what I said earlier, where they just have to find something negative about their team to just fucking cry about all the time, no matter what it is.
It's franchise because people play Madden franchise, and then once they're out the playoff hunt, then they lose on purpose so they could have a high draft pick. It's fucking insane, man. It's actually pathetic, man. How do you call yourself a fan if you're rooting for the Giants to lose? I just don't. I can never understand that. It's mind-boggling.
I get what you said, though, Mike. I kind of like what you were saying. Like, if there was 2 games to go in the season, and it was literally you and 2 other teams fighting for it, fine. Maybe you sit there and say, all right, let's make sure we lose these 2. Maybe 7 fucking games, and people would say take the rest of the season. That's nearly half the season. Like, what is wrong with people?
It's Halloween and people are still bitching.
Seriously.
So, I just saw whatchamacallit, Aaron Rodgers is jogging and is eyeing practice 2 weeks from now.
We'll see. Listen, my brother,
to win.
Fan, he likes to say that like he had like some special Achilles surgery where they didn't just go in and fix the ligament like normal and like, kind of tie it back and it heals. He had like some special plate put in where it like mimics the actual tendon itself. And somehow like now, like if it takes to your body, it could then act as the tendon. I don't fucking know.
We get conspiracy time.
He might have been doing some of that shit that you got on the table there in those jaws. I don't fucking know.
Who knows what he's
you know how he's like fucking, he's all about that like Eastern medicine type shit, fucking Rodgers. So who the fuck knows where he found this shit out? But
honestly, if he does end up coming back this season, people are gonna fucking start. That's gonna be a real conversation in the off season about if he goes and says, "Oh, I did this and I did that," that with all those fucking like Eastern medicine shit that he talks about and whatever, that's going to be a pretty fucking interesting topic of a conversation
for the Mix It Up podcast.
If it is a real thing, Joe Rogan, I guess you could relate it to the only thing I could think of is
Mix It Up.
Remember what? If a pitcher got Tommy John, they were done. Their career was over until Tommy John got that surgery, and then it was like what, an 18-month healing process or a year, or whatever it is. I mean, look, there was the hip pointer that ended Bo Jackson's career. Now you get hip pointers, you can come back. ACL, MCL tears used to fuck up a guy for 2-3 seasons. Sometimes they're never the same. Now you come back in like fucking less than a year. So I don't know. I mean, if he found something, they'll start calling it the Rodgers fucking tear.
It's pretty crazy, man. Like, it's going to be weird when Western medicine just fucking completely falls apart because of Aaron Rodgers, and he's the reason. It's conspiracy time on the BBO and YG podcast. Usually I say
that's a topic for Mix It Up. Make sure you tune in, like, and subscribe.
Fucking smash that button. But all right, we're going to take a break. We'll get into the picks, and and then we'll wrap it up. We'll be right back on the Big Blue Offensive Podcast. All right, we are back on the BBO NYG podcast. I'm Mike, that's Jules, that's Sean. Well, guys, it's Turkey Day. It's fucking Thanksgiving. Can't believe we're here already, man. It's crazy how the fucking season just flies right by. Pretty much going to get through the holidays, and then all of a sudden it's going to be the draft. Super Bowl, then the draft. It's crazy how just like, man, it goes by so quick. But we got 3 games on Thanksgiving, traditional
style, with the exception of the late game, which is somewhat new.
Somewhat new, right.
Somewhat new, but not like the old school traditional. But I like it. I don't mind having football on the whole day.
It's tough. It's tough to get through the late game, especially when you're eating a lot of turkey.
Oh hell yeah!
Tryptophan and a lot of drinking. Whew. It's really tough to like battle through and stay late. But you know what? Black Friday, I'm off for the first time in years.
Congrats.
So I'll be toughing out those fucking games. But the first game, the 12:30 game, Green Bay and Detroit, usual suspects on the 1 o'clock game. Detroit
12:30.
12:30. Detroit is home. They're -7.5 against Green Bay on Turkey Day.
Listen, Detroit's got to keep winning. I like them all day. They got to keep winning. Listen, the Eagles pulled out that fucking game at the end of the fucking in the ends, at the end last night.
Fuck that.
So the Lions of 49ers got to keep winning. That's it. I'm riding them till I can't.
That's pretty cool. The Lions have never been a threat, really. Again, like as far as the NFC is concerned, for the Giants to ever make the playoffs, not at least that I can remember. So I don't have like a disdain for them like I do the Packers or the 49ers, something like that, like an out of division rival. Like obviously our rivals are rivals, but then there's other relationships, we'll say, throughout the NFC. I don't feel like Detroit's ever in there, so I'm a fan of them doing well, and I want to see them keep that going. And I don't like the fucking Packers, so I hope they win by fucking 20.
Actually,
you know what else? I kind of like that too. Like they got guys you want to root for, right? Jared Goff, dude got a raw deal. Fucking Stafford steps in, wins the Super Bowl with his team, basically. And then you have St. Brown, who literally puts a fucking card in his pants or whatever, or socks. All the wide receivers that were taken before him, and every time he plays and he marks off someone that he did better than. Yeah, guys like that is squad. I like Jamal Gibbs. The kid's explosive. I mean, Hutchinson and fucking everything else on defense. Like, they're exciting to watch. I just don't want to see him choke. Like Detroit's going to do.
Right. I'm gonna ride with Detroit just based on I do feel bad for Goff that Stafford stepped in. It's like Goff got dumped, right, by an ex-girlfriend. This fucking new dude comes in, fucking marries this bitch, and then they live happily after ever.
Well, I was gonna say, and she was always messing around on Instagram. And all of a sudden, she comes with like this Instagram fucking huge success with the new dude instead of the other guy. The other guy's just chilling at home.
Right. Yeah.
He's trying to start up his fucking TikTok page.
Poor guy. I'm gonna root for Goff all day because of that. Goff all the way.
Listen, if Detroit represents the NFC in the Super Bowl, I will not be mad.
Yeah, I won't be mad either.
I would be rooting for them hard.
All right, next game. Both teams we won't be rooting for. Dallas is in Dallas, like usual. They're playing Washington. Dallas is favored by 10.5. I want to say Washington covers, but Dallas's D is too damn good, and Washington gave up all their pass rushers. I don't see how they keep it close on Thanksgiving. I don't.
Not if they play the way they did this weekend.
I got to throw in a quick one though here. Michael Kay on his show yesterday was actually saying, or might not have been him, might have been one of the other guys, that there might be a rumor circulated that Washington tanked on Sunday, and that's the reason why they had all those turnovers and they were looking as bad as they did, because they wanted to be part of the reason the Giants don't finish with the first or second pick in the NFL draft, so they don't have to face a Khalil Williams or someone like that. And so I don't know. I don't know how true that is.
It's
pretty outlandish, but it was said on ESPN radio. Okay?
Mix it up. Rears its head again.
That's definitely a conspiracy fucking theory, man.
We'll see.
And it did look like that.
Right? And Washington always has a way of fucking playing the Cowboys tough no matter what. And if we really still want to stay ahead in the fucking pick race and all that bullshit, we need Washington to fucking win. Because they lose and we win, boom, we jump them, we're in third place now. So a lot of things going on here, but the last time that happened, they got Chase Young. We saw how that fucking worked out for them. So fuck them. But I'd actually take the points in this one. I don't know. I mean, Dallas has been rolling a little too easy of late, and I can see Washington just come in there and just be annoying, and they only win by fucking 10 or 7. You know what I mean?
I can't, so. John. You think Dallas rolls?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
You guys know that. I'm not over. I'm just saying.
It's crazy.
I think that they know they're a good team. Every single time they line up to play against the Giants and the Redskins, which is 4 out of their 17 games, I think they go in there with fucking half-hard cocks, knowing that they're going to have a game, because every fucking time they play, it's always, they're always getting the better of the two of us. So I think they go in there with a lot of confidence. And I don't know what the fuck was said in the meetings over there in Washington, but 6 turnovers, 6 giveaways like that. is usually something that would catch a coach's attention, and you're going to hear about it the whole week. So you wonder, if the team's confidence is shook because how he played or the quarterback and all that shit. Who knows? But I just think Dallas is going to go in there fucking ready to annihilate a battered opponent right now.
What's that quarterback's name? Hal. How did he look so bad the other day? He fucking disgusting.
Sam Howell.
Sam Howell, man.
Terrible. It was really
He's
terrible.
a savior. He won 2 games, and all of a sudden, Redskins, Washington fans were saying they beat the fucking next quarterback. But yeah,
he didn't beat anybody.
Good luck there, guys. Good luck there.
All right, so we picked 2 home teams. The next home team is in Seattle. San Fran goes to Seattle. This is a weird game to me. San Fran is -6.5. I mean, you got to keep rolling with San Francisco as a betting person, but there's something about this game, man. Night game, Seattle. I got a feeling Seattle kind of keeps this game close. But then I looked at the past couple weeks, the way Seattle's been playing. They've been playing like shit. So I'm like, I got to take San Fran, man. I can't go against them. I got to ride the hot streak.
Not only that, Ken Walker might not be healthy for them. Geno Smith is looking like a one-year wonder a little bit more and more each time. They barely beat Washington in one of their wins out of the last 4. Yeah, man, you got to go 49ers. They're healthy. Purdy plays good when the whole team's healthy around them. Well, why would you think any differently? And like I said, 49ers, Lions, they're all trying to keep pace with the Eagles, man. So they got to pull out. This is a win. They have to go in and beat Seattle.
Think so, too. All right, so we got a Black Friday game.
First one.
It's on Amazon Prime. It's free if you don't have Amazon Prime. It's free probably because the Jets are playing it.
Yeah, I think it's more of maybe a regional thing with that, but whatever.
It's weird, because you got it's a Black Friday game, but it's middle of the day. It's like a 3:00 game. In New York.
What?
So Miami.
Yeah, dude.
I know. It's so
Black Friday, 3:00. Yo, when you done
shopping,
what, man? Or you're waking up from your hangover.
If nothing else, bro, there is
something.
no better marketing company in the world than fucking the NFL, bro. They just know how to corner a fucking market, dude.
Yeah.
They do.
52 weeks a year, bro. And now they figured out a way to be on television 5 days a week, at least once in a year. And they know if they're going to have fucking everybody's eyes because it's Black Friday. Either you're going shopping like a faggot, or you're sitting home and fucking hanging out.
You know what, though? I used to love Black Friday to be a day to kind of be hungover, food hangover, all that shit. And there's usually some really good college games, but even they pushed off to Saturday. So you even got to wait. They used to line up some really good games on that Friday, and now the NFL's trying to cash in on it. So that was literally the only other thing to watch. But it should be good. The Dolphins got to crush the Jets. Come on. So they just got annihilated in Buffalo.
It's 9.5. I think they just roll over the Jets. How can the Jets are starting Boyle now? Tim Boyle. I mean,
Boyle rules.
I don't know about that. You know what I mean? So I love the Jets defense and all, but Miami's got too much.
Unless this is the only unless I'm going to throw out there, because it fucked me 2 years ago. I think it was when Mike White was going into fucking Cincinnati and started for the fucking Jets. Yeah. Oh, let me take Cincinnati. I haven't used them yet. It's week fucking 10. I'm in a survivor pool for a fucking few, 10 grand and shit, or 20 grand, whatever his word. And Mike White, fucking 3 touchdowns, 400 yards. Fuck you, Mike White.
He had a day. All right, we're taking Miami. No doubt.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
All right. Next game, the Sunday games. Here we go, 1:00 games. Jacksonville is in Houston. Jacksonville is favored by 1.5 against the Texans, who are on fire. CJ Stroud, Tank Dell, Devin Singletary. Ooh, guys are crushing it.
Yeah, that other dude, I can't even think of his name, but he fucking stepped up. But he might have ran Nico Collins' job.
Noah Brown.
Schultz. Fucking, they're balling right now, man. They're an outside dark horse to get in the playoffs and maybe make sports.
I'm riding. Jacksonville's that fake 7-3. I'm taking Houston all day, especially in Houston. I'm riding with them.
Yeah. The only thing is that Jacksonville did lose to them earlier in the year.
Oh,
they really beat Jacksonville twice. That's the
I'm taking,
because if not, Jacksonville's might lose the division. It's a good game to watch. I just don't know if I would actually bet it from a betting perspective. So that's where I kind of stand with it.
Someone's telling me to go Jacksonville here.
There you go. I'm kind of with John. Like I said,
Real.
I don't know, man. Like how many have they won in a row, Texas? That's another thing I got to kind of look at too.
I have a good idea, guys. If you want
to, they won 4 out of 5, 3 straight.
You know what we should do? For one of our off-season episodes, we should like just check our pick segment and see how many we actually got right during a given season. Like one of us takes 6 weeks, 6 weeks, and 6 weeks, and just listen to the predictions and see how many we
actually won out of the 3 of us.
Yeah. So you can basically all you have to do is fast forward to me and Mike, see what they say, and then just wait for the fast forward all the way through yours, the 3 minutes you are for each pick, and then at the end you find out what the 3 of us said.
I don't know. I don't think I want that information out there on my behalf.
Well, it'd be a good thing.
If you drop some comments and likes and all that kind of stuff, let us know. If you do, we'll do it. But if not, well, it's TBD at the moment.
So I don't think I'm at 50%.
What if like we're shooting 80%, bro?
No, like I'm definitely like with the way I'm gambling this year, I'm way under 20%. I'm not having a good year.
I had a bad weekend too. So
you know what I'm saying? Like, even though I bet Dallas straight up against Carolina, that won me money. And I told, and but I had a parlay going. I had a bunch of other shit, so I lost. I was down, but then I bet Minnesota +3, which covered. And then I told you, Jules, Philly against Kansas City. Kansas City don't have enough on offense this year to get to the.
Come on, you really thought that they were going to be what, one of 3 Super Bowl teams to fucking have 3 consecutive games where they don't score in the second half. And I'm sure that stat goes back to the era with like the fucking Bears when they were all defense. I'm sure one of those fucking squads, Baltimore with their 2000 Baltimore bullies. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. But when I say
Mahomes a quarterback, dude,
what I say, Jules, last week, if they don't have Kelsey, right, then all of a sudden Kelsey fumbles. Right, if they don't have him playing well, they look like shit. They have guys that can't get.
He was doing too much traveling down in South America, visiting Taylor Swift during the off week, bro. It's
like, dude. And he's talking about retirement because he wants to spend more time with Taylor. But meanwhile, he's just saying, because of the injuries and all the surgery he had. Bullshit. You just want to spend more time banging her.
He's like, bro, I married her. We don't have to do no prenup. We good.
Telling you, man. Telling you. All right. So Jacksonville is the pick there. Moving on. Bengals and against Pittsburgh. It's pretty much a pick now because Joe Burrow, unfortunately, out for the year with that wrist injury. I wish he would have told people because I bet the Bengals Thursday night thinking he's perfectly fine. And then FanDuel don't even fucking give me my money back. Fuck the NFL.
John, what do you like?
Which game are we talking about? I apologize.
Bengals Steelers.
Bengals.
Mike, who'd you pick?
I don't know.
See, Mike, now you have to go back and listen to the podcast to see what.
Yeah, I guess I do.
See,
I like the Steelers, but that's just me. So, Mike, what's the pick?
I gotta decide.
Yeah, you do.
God, the Steelers just fired their offensive coordinator, so I'm gonna ride with Pittsburgh. Maybe they hype up and get like a little something. All right, we'll take Pittsburgh. Even though I fucking hate that pick. All right, next game. Tennessee against Carolina at Tennessee. Tennessee's favored by 3.5. I actually like Carolina, not just only to cover, but to actually win.
Yo, and that's like the toilet bowl right there. You're talking about 2 teams that are like just going downhill and downhill fast. Holy shit, there it is. You think this? I mean, yeah, I guess I could see Carolina. Oh, I don't know, man. It depends. If Derrick Henry runs, then no. But if he doesn't, then maybe this is the game where they get their second win of the year. Now, what do you think?
It could be.
I don't know. I can tell you what, though. I couldn't care fucking less.
Yeah, I mean, that game was horrible. Unless you're a Carolina or Tennessee fan, like, you got no business watching that one. Or fantasy options. You got, like, Derrick Henry and...
I mean, I guess if you're, like, a draft nut. Like those guys you were talking about earlier, bro, they got the lube out and the tissue box next to them for that game.
Very true.
3-win team and 1-win
blowjob
team.
Lips.
They're going to be shiny the next fucking day, bro. I'm telling you.
Dick sucking lips. Caleb Williams fan.
3 hours and 15 minutes fucking backstroking it like.
Oh, shit.
All right, let's just ride with Carolina. Fuck it. Go fucking Panthers.
I'm gonna have more fun making commentary about the games like that than actually just come up with things to say instead.
All right, let's go. Falcons. They're in Atlanta. They're minus a half a point. They're favored against the Saints. I guess the Saints are probably without Derek Carr.
I mean, that's news to me. I didn't see that.
I think I heard that somewhere.
They're coming off their bye. I thought he would be healthy after that. 5-5, 4-6. I like the Saints. I'm not buying it. I don't.
I'm not buying Atlanta.
I think with Desmond Ritter's starting again in Atlanta.
Yeah, he's
like,
back.
Why? Like I don't get it. They both suck.
They keep going back and forth.
Flip a fucking coin.
That never works out when you go back to your original quarterback after a couple weeks. It never.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's not a good sign, dude.
You got to ride with the Saints. Saints all fucking day. All right, next game. Indy. They're in Indy. They're minus. Indy is favored by 2.5 against Tampa. I love Tampa all day. That's actually my bet of the week.
Really?
They played San Fran so good the other day. And fucking these guys didn't drop Baker Mayfield's 2 passes in the end zone on 2 separate drives. They would have won the game by 1 point. Tampa was right fucking there. They just blew it.
That's what bad teams do.
Yes, you know what? You're right. That's what bad teams do. But I like their running game. I don't trust Gardner Minshew. He throws a lot of dumb picks. He has that gunslinger mentality.
Gardner Minshew, who's supposed to be better than Daniel Jones?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Remember, he's like working out in front of Walmarts, living in front of Walmarts, which is fucking weird. But I'm taking Tampa.
What?
Dude, John, what do you think, man? Because I'll tell you this much. Colts are sitting at 5-5. And if you think Houston can keep their magic going and beats fucking Jacksonville, they're literally a game out of first place.
That's crazy.
I mean, meanwhile, you got Baker Mayfield and the Bucks where, like, I don't know what to think. They're like Jekyll and Hyde. I like the Colts.
I like the Colts too. And for the reason that the home team, fucking holiday weekend, you're gonna be with your family, you're just gonna feeling good going into fucking Friday, Saturday, good practices, and fucking go out and have a good game on Sunday. They're not a bad team. They're 5-5. If we were in 5-5, this whole podcast would have a different tone to it.
Hell yeah, it would.
Very true. All right, so
what a world.
Well, Tampa it is. All right, next game. Giants. Giants are actually getting 3.5 points against New England at home.
That's the Tommy DeVito effect, baby.
We said that we were fucking not gonna ride the Giants until they won. Tommy D showed up, won. He's 1-1 as a starter. Give me the fucking points. We're going out there. I'm going all in on the G-Man this week.
Let's go. Getting spaghetti and meatballs that day. Let's go fucking DeVito.
That fucking ZD ma.
Oh my god.
Here we go. Go blue.
Every Italian household in fucking the New York metropolitan area, bro. If this kid wins,
my liver holds up by Sunday 1:00.
Whoever had pasta this Sunday's having pasta next Sunday. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah, they get get ziti, mozzarella sticks, throwing the Italian flag outside, throwing the
superstitious.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking.
This chair had this much fucking spaghetti, a bowl and a half.
Get your Chef Boar RD can now.
Fucking how dare you?
I know that's the insult to like it.
You gotta bleep that shit out.
You got some good restaurants around you. And
you bleeped out one word of this podcast the entire time. One word, and this is gonna be the second time, and it's just as offensive.
Yeah, I can't believe people eat that shit though. Chef Boar RD, get the fuck out of here.
But he's got a real chef hat on.
I think I ate that shit once, bro, in my life. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? I'm going to Gigi's. All right. Next game at Denver. Denver's minus 2.5 against Cleveland. I'm riding with fucking Cleveland, man. They just find ways to win.
The Broncos are getting some fucking real lucky ass wins in there. That shit got
lucky. I'm riding with Cleveland.
Me too.
Cleveland is unanimous. Might have to chalk that one up.
Fuck Denver too. Quick story: Denver, they hit that field goal last week. Cost me $16,000 in my Monday night rollover pool because I had 2-1. And then this past week, fucking Denver fucked me because I took the money line
with the Minnesota game, no?
But I had Minnesota with the points as a bet. But I also had Minnesota money line, and they fucked me because they came down 1.
I had Jordan Addison scoring a touchdown. I was so pissed.
Fuck them. Man. Fuck them. All right, so moving on. Next game, Rams are -0.5 point against Arizona. You know we room for Arizona. My boy.
Oh yeah, we are. Kyler Murray, you got to show up, bro. Cooper Kupp might be out. It's gonna be Puka.
Puka, double team Puka all day. Shut him down.
Hey, he's with that double team shit. All right, some of us need that guy.
I get it. You need the fantasy points. But go Arizona.
I like, honestly, though, in that game, pick them. What I've been honestly saying all earlier and everything else is that, I think Kyler Murray is going to try to win that game. I like Arizona at home.
Every single player in the locker room and every coach is going to try to win the game. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
That's not a thing. Organizations tank. Players don't.
There's no tanking in football. You can't take it football. If you're bad, you're bad. If you suck, you suck. You know what I mean? You can't.
And look at all that tanking did to the NBA, bro. You know what I'm trying to say? It ruins the sport in general.
No doubt. You just gotta let the chips fall where they may. All right, Arizona it is. Next game at Philly. Philly is -3.5 against Buffalo. Buffalo just fired their offensive coordinator. The locker room did not like that move, by the way. A lot of turmoil going on in Buffalo. Josh Allen is just throwing picks left and right.
Did you were you drunk for that game? Because they annihilated the Jets.
Yeah, no, but
they got bored as fuck.
All right, yeah, 2 weeks ago I'm talking about. He was throwing a lot of bad picks, but then they fired the offense coordinator, and then they played the Jets though. So it's like they played a preseason game.
All right, listen, the Jets were thinking they were going to the playoffs before that, but all right.
I was hammered, so I definitely missed a lot of that game, the 4 o'clock games. But you know what? I'm gonna ride with Buffalo, keeping it close. I think it's gonna be the game of the week. I think it's gonna come down to a field goal.
Listen, interestingly enough, the ESPN app, their ESPN Analytics has the match predictor with a 54.1% chance of the Bills winning in Philly. That's
listen. They have so much more to play for, and listen, I'm not gonna buy that the Eagles are fucking. They're that good of a team again. That all of a sudden they can't lose. Fuck them. They're not that good.
I'm just saying it's an interesting. Team. It's an interesting thing for it to be 54 to 45%. That's a pretty favorable thing as far as like a win prediction would be. 55% of the time versus 45. That's a lot. Whatever their fucking AI is that's doing that shit.
Like fuck the Eagles, bro.
Or somewhere somehow they know there's some fuckery, and that's why you see it bear out in numbers being predicted.
Telling you, man.
I got to ride with Buffalo
to lose.
I'm riding with ESPN. I'm riding with Buffalo.
Let's do it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm hoping.
AI taking over. Let's see it happen in real time.
It should be a good game. All right, this is a weird game. Kansas City, right, goes to Vegas. Vegas has turned their season around. Pierce got them playing really good, and Kansas City's favored by 9.5, which I think is a lot. I think Vegas covers. And I wouldn't be shocked if they win outright. I think that's a very high spread. I've seen Kansas City play all year. Kansas City is winning on defense. They're not winning with Mahomes. And Kansas City, like I was saying, Kansas City's -9.5. I like Vegas, guys.
You know what? I just it's so hard for me to think that Kansas City's not going to turn on the engines. You know what I mean? And I think Vegas had a nice story, a good run. They beat some bad teams. They lost to Miami. I got to think the Chiefs, they have to roll, because if not, that AFC is wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jules, I feel exactly the same way as you about that. I think the Chiefs are going to go in there, say, all right, you guys had your fun. Welcome back to reality.
This is our division, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. Don't get too excited.
All right.
We'll see you next year.
All right. Mark this as check the box with Mike Trainer had one of the best picks.
He got Vegas. We'll put that down. Mike had Vegas.
All right.
What does Vegas have Mike? We don't know.
Vegas got a lot of my fucking money. Let me tell you that. Some way, somehow they did. All right. This Sunday night game is the Chargers and the Ravens. At the Chargers, they lost a heartbreak against Green Bay. They can't get out of their own way. Baltimore's favored by 3.5. This is a weird game. I want to take the Ravens because just the way they've been playing, but something tells me to take the Chargers. They had a really disappointing all year. It's like Herbert can't step up. and make that big drive, or guys just drop the ball. They had a receiver that just dropped the ball. It would have set him up for a game-winning field goal, and the guy just fucking dropped it. So you can't blame
Quentin
it
Johnson
all
was
on
the one.
Herbert, but
It was
a lot
Quentin
of
Johnson,
times
by the way, the rookie
it
wide receiver.
was.
Everybody was
Okay.
fucking, they were blowjob lipping overalls fucking year when we didn't get him and shit. And then the
I
kid
remember that.
hasn't stepped up in the absence of Mike Williams or fucking Palmer, and then dropped a huge, easy touchdown pass to win the game. So yeah, I don't know.
I remember that for sure.
I don't know, but I have something very entertaining to show you guys.
All right.
The video tiles that they show on the ESPN app of this game says Orlovsky and McAfee baffled that Chargers aren't better, and this is the photos they use while they're talking in the fucking conversation. It's too
bright.
Darking this up. So
For those of you watching on YouTube, John was getting ready to show us a picture. Before he's not rather watching.
Oh, there it is. All I see is like light.
Yeah, it's not working.
I had seen something for a second, but
sitting like this, it's pretty funny. I'll put it on fucking Twitter.
Does that make you feel as if is it swaying your pick one way or the other?
Yeah, Pat McAfee just looks incredible, so you have to give it to him. It looks like he's going with Baltimore. So,
hey, listen, I'll roll with LA if that's the pick.
All right, yeah, I'll go with the Chargers. Let's go with the fucking Chargers.
All right.
The last game, at Minnesota. Minnesota is favored by 3.5 against the Bears. I know we got to root for the Bears, but Minnesota, man, I don't know. They got a good team. Justin Jefferson might come back. He might not. He might take this game off and then have a bye week and then come back. Perfect time for my fantasy football playoffs run. So take the time, take whatever you need. I'm good right now, Justin Jefferson. You come back whenever you're ready. But I'll still take. I want the Bears to win, but I just don't think they do in Minnesota. I think Minnesota wins.
Yeah, I think Minnesota bounces back. Yeah, I think they bounce back this week. Yeah. It'll be a good one. It's going to be a good one. I can see it coming down to a tight 3 game. I don't think they blow them out or anything, but I definitely like Minnesota.
All right. Now we need some key bets, some 4 key bets, one each, and then one we agree on. I think the one we agreed on was probably the Giants.
Dolphins.
Right?
Dolphins too.
Oh, yeah, Dolphins? Yeah, probably the Dolphins. Yeah, we got to ride with the Dolphins. Yeah, they're going to kill.
And you don't got to worry about keying up the Giants because I'm pretty sure that's who John's going to pick.
All right, so we need 3.
Surprise, motherfucker.
I'm going to roll with Minnesota as my key bet.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
John, you definitely taking the Giants or you have someone else in mind?
Nah, fuck it. Let's wrap it up.
I'm gonna go out early, so I'm gonna take the Lions. That's it. First game of the week. Let's roll.
Lions is the key bet. I like it.
If it's over, fuck it. I'll drink and eat all week. Who cares? But man, I think that wraps it up, and I hope that we at least put a few things into perspective with trying to ignore, at the very least, some of the idiocracy that's out there. With all the nonsense of fucking tanking the season with fucking almost half the season to go and all that bullshit, because the same guys that were saying the tank are the same people that are fucking not willing to give up trade to move up 1 or 2 spots. So, if this guy was really that generational or that was a person that would transform a franchise, then you would fucking give anything for them. And if you're not willing to do that, then you're just fucking blowing up hot air and smoke. And hopefully, speaking of hot air, that the Macy's parade will be in effect, because there is a lot of talk with the weather and the wind that it might not take place. So hopefully it does. Hopefully we fucking have some fun and watch some good fucking sports this week. Have a safe and happy Thanksgiving to all you and their families and everything else. Try to eat and drink as much as possible, because that's what I always do. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace. Happy Thanksgiving.
Go Giants. Happy Thanksgiving.